We're at a crossroads. From time to time, a section of rail needs repair, but that doesn't mean the whole line needs replacement. The same way being proud of your history doesn't mean you're stuck in the past. No, we're not stuck. We hear the whistle blowing and we're inspired. Inspired by the legacy of the people who transformed this terrain into a rail yard that supplied America with the ore needed to win world wars. We're inspired by our unshakable identity, hanging tight like David facing down Goliaths, and we're moved by stories of our community's kindness. No matter who needs help, neighbors pitch in and get the job done. Hushed and humbled are more at play than pontification, but don't for 1 second think that means Proctor is a simple small town. It was built as a company town, and it continues down the tracks of time. And this rail revival is our destination.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into the Rail Yard here at Proctor Public Schools. My name is Ted Kiewit, along with the coach Chad Brenner. Chad, how are you tonight?
Tuesday night, Ted, we are in the gym.
Tuesday night in the gym with a matchup featuring the 0-0 as they get their first game of the season here at the Rail Yard versus the Rails, who are 0-1, coming off a tough loss to a Moose Lake team last week. Coach, recap that a little bit for us, if you remember it all.
Shooting percentage needs to improve.
A little bit.
A little bit. You need to make your free throws. You need to hustle back down the floor in transition. I think it was a good game to start the season with. There's lots of ways to go, and they're all up. You just start ticking stuff off the list, make adjustments as you go, see how it progresses in the next game, and adjust again accordingly from there. Absolutely.
Now, I know, this one should be a matchup talking with Greenway, keys to the game, limiting the easy points to the Rails. So the Rails are a quick team, probably more speed on this team than we've had in a few years. Just quick across the board.
I agree, and watching Greenway warm up, they don't have a whole lot of size. So when you look at the size, Proctor has the edge there. We haven't seen really Greenway push the ball up the floor. Watching of the JV game, there's a little bit of speed there. It'll be interesting to see what kind of speed the Greenway varsity has. So you add the speed and the size, it could be a long night for the Raiders. It's nice to see Nick Breed back out here. He didn't play last week because he had his wisdom teeth pulled.
Yeah, Tooth Fairy.
Yeah,
I got that one in. That was the word of the game last game.
Tooth Fairy?
Tooth Fairy. Got it in twice. Once talking about Nick and his having his molars out. And then again a little bit later in the game, got a word of the game for the fans that don't know. Always try to work a word of the game into our broadcast that gets brought to us by our seniors from both our boys and our girls teams. Can't tell you what that word of the game is. Once we say it, we'll let you know a little bit later so that we try to work it in naturally and not try to we don't want to force anything.
Oh, here, Ted, I'm going to double the ante.
Okay.
I'm going to drop a Proctor Pizza keyword.
Oh, there you go.
And whoever comes in on Friday or Saturday night and gives me the keyword, I'm going to give them a free 16-inch pizza.
There it is, fans, right there.
When would you like me to give out the keyword?
You know what? Let's do it just in the start of the second half. Let's keep fans here.
All right.
All right. Other keys to the game for Greenway, again, limit those easy points for the Rails. Everybody rebounds. Everybody to the hoop. Go get that ball. Last time we were together a couple years ago when things were normal and things were right and we were doing a lot of games together, you and I always talked about that whole piece about, nobody follows their shot. Nobody goes to the hoop anymore, and it's a kind of a dying art where you just don't see it. But Greenway's talking about get to the hoop, and it's not just offensive, it's not just defensive, it's actually getting to the hoop, get rebounds so that they can try to turn those over into either defensive points or be on the offensive side.
And both of these teams, you know, every time we do a Proctor Greenway game, we always talk about lunchbox guys, lunchbox guys, lunchbox guys. You know, both of these schools are in blue-collar areas. They're lunchbox guys. They don't know anything other than to, you know, get after it and work hard.
Right.
You know, and those are the best kind of players you can have as a coach. You know, and I'm hoping we get to see a nice gritty,
doing quite a few of them.
grind out game tonight. I'm super excited about this.
Yeah, I'm interested to see this Stephen McGee here, ninth grader, number 21 for the Raiders. I was standing down there. He's probably got me by about 4 inches. I'm 6'4", so he's got to be in that 6'6", 6'7", 6'8" range. But I'm interested to see if he can stand his ground as a lean player. Because he's very lean, ninth grader. He's got the height, but does he have the strength to, you know, hold his ground when you've got a Josh Sinnott coming down on you, when you've got a St. Germain coming down, when you got a Dane Oman pushing down on you, or a Nick Breed, or Wesley Theory. All strong cats, all in the gym a lot, you know, or what happens when we get an Ian Gillis in there on the floor.
Well, you know, Ted, I love me a wide body.
Absolutely, I know you do. Well, fans, we're going to get ready here to turn it over to in-house PA William C., ninth grade science teacher here. Talk about an amazing individual. He is one of those that have been added to our staff here in the last 3 years, and we are super lucky to have him. And he is doing double duty today, as he not only was doing our teaching, but he was also being our PA for the evening. So we're going to turn it over to him. And, Coach, you and I will be back shortly.
Go ahead and get it started. Is Ted ready? Ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Proctor Public Schools, good evening and welcome to the Rail Yard for tonight's regular season matchup featuring the Raiders from Greenway High School and your very own Proctor Rails. Ladies and gentlemen, as we come together for tonight's game, we'd ask that you please rise, and gentlemen, kindly remove your hats. I will as well. As we have a moment of reflection for our past and present military men and women serving here at home and abroad. After the moment of reflection, we will have the playing of our national anthem. Fans, Proctor High School encourages positive sportsmanship and behavior at their activities. Please, please, please encourage players and coaches with positive comments and acts and respect the decisions of game officials. Act like your family's raised you right. What you do and say during the contest reflects on your team, school, and community. Enjoy the game by being a good sport. The officials for tonight's game, as appointed by the Minnesota State High School League, are Jordan Balo, Sean Northey, and Adam Salo. And now, Your starting lineups for the visiting Greenway Raiders. Senior guard, number 3, Tyler Swedeen. Sophomore guard, number 5, Colin Robertshaw. Junior forward, number 10, Jeremy Huffmetso. Sophomore forward, number 20, Gage Olson. Senior forward, number 30, Ethan Iden. And your head coach of the Raiders is James Early. Give a round of applause for the Raiders. And now, let's meet the starters for your Proctor Rails. Senior guard, number 2, Carter St. Germain. Sophomore guard, number 4, Josh Simmons. Junior forward, number 5, Dane Oman. Senior forward, number 13, Wesley Peary. Senior forward, number 22, Nate Moss. And the head coach for the Proctor Rails is Cole Lipinski. A round of applause for your Proctor Rails.
Go grab that microphone off the bench, off the table real quick before we get started. Quick. So we're back here live at the rail yard. There's your starting lineups. Coach, should be an interesting one here as we get ready to get underway. Before we do so, though, want to make sure that we thank our investors. Got to thank those who give us the money to be here. Reed Foundation, the Rails Endowment for Academic Art and Athletic Development, the Irving Community Club Polling for Kids, Tamarack Building Supplies, Highway 53, Heritage Window and Door, Superior, Wisconsin. Wittes Trailer Sales and Esco, Stream Dudes for all your streaming needs, streamdudes.com, Great Lakes Office Solutions, Rob and Barb Shaler Charitable Foundation, Troy Service Center, Main Street, Proctor, Ideology Concepts, and our in-game sponsor, Proctor Pizza and Sub Shop, Main Street, Proctor. The Rails win the tip, and we'll start on the offensive side. Oman coming up as the guard pushing it off to St. Germain. St. Germain now going to come back to his left. We'll talk a little bit more about the keys to the game here shortly as we get things going here. Theory back in the top of the right side corner now, drives into the paint. Up off the glass, tries to get it, fall, can't get there. Gets his own board after that was Maz that had a hand on it. Now we have a turnover as Swedeen able to take it from Theory and now move it into the offensive zone for the Raiders. Again, welcome into the Proctor faithful. Also, welcome into those from the Greenway area, not able to make the travel trip over. We're glad to have you here at the rail yard watching this one. And first buckets on the board is number 20, Gage Olson for 2. Jump in any time. You're a little silent guy tonight.
I'm just observing right now, Ted. I'm just surprised at the slow down pace that the Rails came out playing.
Yeah, go ahead. St. Germain for 2, or it would have been a 3, but down with the board. This is Olson. Olson comes down with the board, now pushes it inside. Good hand defensively there by St. Germain to block that shot by Swedeen as he was driving the line into the paint. Sorry, I cut you off about the speed.
No, that's okay. It's the pace is a little slower than I anticipated seeing on a Proctor tonight. I mean, we're only a minute and a half into it, Ted. We're still good.
Maybe we're playing cat and mouse.
Well, yeah, Dane just got away with the travel.
Oman for 2.
But here we go. Now we're going to dial up a little pressure.
Sorry, I had my head down, so you're going to have to say what happened there because I had my head down as I did my thing.
A little full court pressure. Connor St. Germain poked the ball out.
Nice. There we go.
And we got our first foul on number 20 of Greenway, Gage Olson.
So Olson's going to draw his first team first. While they're doing, they're setting that up real quick. Want to thank our Our workers that are here tonight, our director-producer, Nikki Olson, on our camera, Nick Elstead, stats, Vinny Verval, and our scoreboard, Lucy Mistelski.
Sinnott for 2.
Sinnott for 2 there. Now I can get back into the game. I appreciate your help.
That was a good move.
That's going to go out of bounds. Fish are going to say that it's going to stay with the Greenway as Dane Ullman fighting for the ball, verbally and physically.
Yep. You know, Ted, as I'm looking at the floor, I'm seeing a lot of Kyries out there on the floor tonight.
Well, see, I knew something. Sinnott with the steal now moves the other way, drives into the paint, takes 2 steps, up off the glass, and draws the foul. So early going here, a little bit of not that speed, but still driving that hoop, getting that pressure.
Transition. I think that's what you're going to need out of the Proctor Rails tonight. I would really like to see Nate Moss get overly involved in the offense, you know, getting aggressive going to the basket. And now we get to see Mr. Piero come in.
Did he hit that one?
Yes.
He did hit it? Perfect.
Yep.
So taking the seat is Moz. James Piero comes into the game here in the early wanings, and here's that pressure Coach was just talking about. Dane Ullman with the steal, pushes it out to Piero. Piero back down to Ullman. Ullman far side. Theory for 3 from the top of the key. Can't get that to fall. This is a little deep, but it's going to go off of Swadeen and stay green ball.
Yep. Now we're starting to see a little bit more giddy up.
Okay. So Theory to inbound the ball for the Rails. And that is turnover as right there to intercept is Robert Shaw, number 5 for the Raiders. Robert Shaw going to move towards the top of the key, now stuck by St. Germain. St. Germain on him like glue. Now going to push it off to Swadeen. Swadeen top of the key, pushes it inside. This is to Eden. Eden's going to take it off his foot, out of bounds, and it'll be a turnover for the Greenway Raiders. So that's a turnover on Swadeen. Or pardon me, a turnover on Eden.
Nice.
Sinnott for 2.
He's your leading scorer right now with 7.
And leading scorer was 7, absolutely. And getting over the stripe, a little bit of pressure there put on by Sinnott. Able to get it back over to Piero. Piero now going to drive into the offensive. Oh, I thought he was going to pop that. Would have been the likes of John, right? Big 3 for Sinnott.
B-I-N-G-O, Ted. Bingo.
And here comes Swadeen into the paint, pushes inside, can't handle the ball down low was number 10, Huff Metzo. That's going to be a jump ball. I believe the arrow is with the Raiders. And getting ready to come into the game is Jahola and Gillis. We'll see what they can do as William Theory and Dane Ullman will take a break.
Gillis is a big boy.
That's why I said I'd be interested to see that matchup with him and number 21, Stephen McGee with that. He's got that amazing height inside pass into Iden. And he's going to draw a foul.
Piero. Boy, does James look like John out there right now?
Oh, that's why I said it, just like old times. So Piero draws his first, team's first. And at the line to finish it up is going to be number 30, Iden. He misses the first. And attempts the second, can't get that to go. And Ian Gillis there for the board. Ian Gillis with the rebound. And Sinnott will bring it to the offensive side of the floor and give it off to St. Germain. St. Germain back into Gillis. Back to St. Germain. Going to push it down. Jahola almost had that taken out of his hands by Huff Metzo. James Piero for a 3. I almost did it. I stopped myself. I didn't get all the syllables out. But that one goes off the backside of the iron.
That's all right. By the end of the night, he'll be John. He'll be Jacob.
Big interception there by Sinnott. Now going to try to drive and take nice spin, double spin up. Can't get it a little deep, but right there to help out Jahola. St. Germain for 3, and that one goes to the right side, and that is going to be foul called on number 21. That's Ben Jahola. That'll be his first, team second. Coming into the game for the Raiders, number 42, Bailey Stanley. So he'll get his first action of the night as number 30, Ethan Iden will take a seat and get a breather. This is Olson. Olson tried to drive all the way, and that's going to go up and over and out of bounds, and it'll go green ball. James Piero to inbound to Carter St. Germain. I'm going to do this all day long, man. I have not done this yet, and here we go. St. Germain off to send it down. The spin inside, can't get it to fall. A little shy on that. Foul going to be called on Ian Gillis, and it's going to go the other way. So that's going to be his first, team's third. And, the one thing we talked about last game, Coach, is we can't. St. Germain with the pressure can't pick it up. Going to get foul. Going to be called on
St. Germain.
On Carter St. Germain. That's interesting.
Yeah, kind of.
Since he was in front of the ball and got shoved to the ground. But hey, it's easy to officiate from this high up, right?
Yes, it is.
Another turnover on the Raiders. That's Swedin, I believe. I forgot what I was.
Adam Sala was all the way down the floor.
Yeah,
Third official.
I don't know what I was going to say there. Real quick, want to just jump back to the keys of the game as we have a timeout here taken. Talking with Coach Lipinski before the game, he talked about, some of those games, that shooting. Since the last game, they worked a ton on shooting at practice. As they didn't hit very well in that first game against Moose Lake Willow River. They even had the guys come in this morning at 6:30 and yesterday to get some shots up and just to get that muscle memory and try to really bring that and instill it and bring it into the game as the guys are highly motivated to fix their shots and get in the gym. Talked about that ball pressure. We saw that with Moose Lake Willow River. We're seeing that here tonight where they started a little lax, but then they put that pressure on.
And I think that's the way they need to play. They need to put pressure on. They need to come down the floor offensively and go into the horn set like they are and just look for that backdoor cuts, which we're getting, right now we're getting a little tippy-tap layups, which is what we need to do to build some confidence so you can start stretching the floor back out and, hitting bombs.
Absolutely. You talked about Dane Oman, Josh Sinnott, and Carter St. Germain, how they, with that pressure, defensively, they should be able to cause some seriously good turnovers, which we've already seen.
And then Sinnott just ripped the ball away from a guy from Greenway. And look at it. Sinnott's just, no, that's mine.
Yeah. So Sinnott with another 2 points there for the Rails. So pressure coming. Here comes Swedin. Swedin drives into the paint, now pushes it over to the left-hand side. That Huff Metso, and up for two in the Greenway Raiders have 4 points on the board.
See, and I love what Carter just did there until he turned it over.
Right.
Inbound the ball, let's go.
So turnover, Carter St. Germain. In that last piece, working together, offensive, defense, he talked about, quiet gyms are losing gyms, and, they've really stressed that communication of talking to each other. I mean, that's any sport, whether hockey, doubles tennis, really only, even Serena Williams made a point to make the court not quiet.
Right.
So, I get that whole silence piece, but in a team sport, you got to have that communication.
Most definitely. even when you go bowling, Ted, you got to have the jaws flapping.
Absolutely. That's when bowling is fun.
Yeah.
Piero inside, up off the glass, drops that for two, and on the board is Piero.
That was not a pretty layup.
That was an effective layup.
It was effective, but that was not pretty.
Points are point.
Well, this is true.
Down in the floor, Morgan Hess, his first time in the game, now drives down below, gives that off to Stanley, and
I think Dane got away with one.
I think he did too, because I thought for sure he was being called. I'm going to guess he said he stepped on the end line.
They called him for traveling.
Called him for a travel. I think Dane got all of the hockey hip check he could get into him without knocking him over.
I would agree.
All right. Now, Jahola gives it off. This is Piero from way out, and he hits that one all day long. Got to turn that up and turn it off. He's not down there anymore. So this is Stanley. Stanley trapped. He's got two green jerseys. Now ripping it away is Jahola. Gives that off to Maz. Maz going to drive into the paint. Up and down. Can't get it to fall, but Oman right there for the board. Piero pushes it back to Oman. And inside to Gillis now.
Yeah, James will shoot that.
Piero called for a travel, but hits the three. But too bad that bucket won't count.
Yeah, well, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. our clock off just a little bit, about 20 seconds, 11:55 left here first half. And big save there by Swadeen, but can't get it to the right player as Piero goes and gets it. Gets an assist by pushing it over to Omen. Omen up off the glass. Swadeen surrounded again by jerseys, not knowing what to do with this pressure. Bring it up, Olsen. Olsen gets it in the offensive side. Down low, Stanley. Stanley drives the paint against Gillis. Nice little floater up and over, but it's not enough. Gillis down with the board. Here comes Omen in the rails. Omen steps back out, now gives it off to Piero. Omen for three from the left-hand side, just deep on the iron, can't get it to fall. And down with that board was Huff Mezzo. And that's going to be a trip.
That's a tough call.
Yeah, it was a little tough, but probably a trip. Not the... So taking a seat is going to be Piero, Gillis, and Jahola back in theory. And then we also are adding in Sam Nyland and also
Logan Linham.
Logan Linham.
Whose dad was a all-time Proctor great. Thor.
Thor?
Thor.
All right.
Thor.
Did he have the hammer?
Yeah, he had two of them.
All right.
Jack and Sledge.
I'm not going to ask. I wasn't there. I don't want to know. Also into the game for the Raiders is, how do you think we're saying this, Coach?
Mackay.
McCoy?
That's what I'd say, Mackay.
I would agree, but just wanted to double check. Maz down with that long board rebound. Now here's Omen. Omen dishes it off to the right side to Nyland. Nyland inside. Lindemann up and draws the foul. Go to line, shoot two.
That was a good move.
So that's going to go on Iden. That's going to be his first, team's third. Lindemann from the line. Misses the first, for short off the front side of the iron. No. Sorry about that, folks. Doing some teaching.
Bailey Stanley for three.
Bailey Stanley for three. Inside Omen. Omen pushes it back outside. This is Maz going to drive into the paint and draw the foul. I think that one's going to go on Stanley. That is not going to go. That's going to go on Huff Mezzo. That'll be his first, team's fourth.
And I think that's what the Rails need to do. I think Nate Maz needs to be involved where he's getting the ball at the wing and he's taking one or two dribbles and he's going hard to the basket.
And Maz hits the first. Folks, join us on if you're missing out on anything else. I don't know if you know this right now, but we have our middle school concert that is also live on Rails TV as Maz hits the second. Sinnott coming back into the game for Maz. I don't know if you know this tonight, but not only do we have middle school choir being broadcast tonight, but we also have this game, and we also have boys hockey versus Grand Rapids live at this moment.
Wow.
So we got three broadcasts going on live. Want to thank all of our gracious and amazing sponsors. Lindemann just a little too hard off the glass, can't get that to go. And that's going to be Sinnott's first, team sixth. But it's cool, you know, we got 4 students here, we got 5 over there, and 1 in the auditorium. I mean, how cool is it that we have 10 students able to do this on a night like tonight? We're going to be able to bring everybody what we have going on here in Proctor.
Oh, it's great. I just wish that there was more parking available here at the school.
That's why I got here at 7 o'clock this morning.
Well, Ted, I mean, I drove up here, and then I just turned around and went home and walked.
Iden drives to the hoop there and gets fouled. That foul is going to go on Omen. That'll be his first, team sixth. I apologize. Oh, it is the 7th. I was right. So in the bonus shooting 1 and 1, or is he shooting 2 in the act? I didn't see where he actually got fouled. And just too hard there off the back iron for Iden.
We're shooting 2, Ted.
I'm going to guess we're shooting 2.
Shooting 2.
All right. And misses the second. So Iden 0 for 4 from the stripe at this time for the Raiders. You know, both kind of young teams, if you will, a lot of juniors. Coach, 6 on our side, 4 on their side for senior-wise. But then, you know, a load of juniors, and, you know, they both got that matching, you know, got a couple sophomores. And then, again, we talk about Stephen McGee, the freshman for Greenway.
Yeah, the tall, lanky young man.
Long shot there, attempt for Nyland. Can't get that to fall. But Sinnott goes up, gets the board, drops it, and draws the foul.
Yeah, he had uppies there.
He did, and he's playing like a man possessed. I talked to him after the game, that Moose Lake game, and, you know, I just tried to get him to understand that, you know, it's a young early season, but he said it, you know, the thing I did like about what he had to say is, you know, he was very honest about it. We sucked. We didn't do what we were supposed to do.
Right.
You know, 2 points there for Nyland. We didn't do what we were supposed to do. We fought. We didn't get along because we got down, and we need to get in the gym, fix it, and go forward. And it was a nice conversation. And that foul there is going to go on Logan Lennon.
Well, you know, sometimes the best thing a team needs to do is implode like that before you can fix it and get better. You know, but it's a long season. You don't want to be playing your best basketball in December.
Right. So Olsen hit the 2, going to go and try to finish off the three-point play the old-fashioned way. I haven't gotten to say that this year yet. And then down with the board is Sinnott. Sinnott adds another board to his stat sheet for the evening. Sinnott, Theory now going to move back in the middle, nowhere to go, gives it off to Ullman left side.
Ooh, that was there for a split second, Ted.
For a half a moment.
Yep.
Ullman now back top of the key. He's got help. So you got Gillis, Sinnott, Ullman, Lennon, and who am I missing? Oh, and Theory on the floor for the Rails. You got Stanley, Iden, Olsen,
Smart name.
McCoy. That one off the back down with it is Gillis. Now the other way is Ullman. Ullman far right side, gives inside. Now bad little tucked pass, but able to go get it and save it before it goes out of bounds. And now Gillis will save it on their side. Could have got called for a carry there.
Could have.
That was a big, tall drink.
Yes, that was.
Ullman goes up and down, can't get it to fall, but foul going to be called. I think that's going to go against Gillis as he tried to come up and over. Nope, that is actually going to go against Linham. That's going to be his second, team's 9th. So one away from double bonus with about 8 minutes left here.
I like the way Coach Lipinski's rotating tonight. Every couple minutes we're shipping somebody new in. Keep them fresh.
It's the right idea.
Yep. You know,
Drew Kohowski into the game for his first minutes tonight.
It's like the girls game we did last week against Crosby. You know, Coach Solberg, thank you. You know, he didn't go deep into his bench. He played the same 6 players, and I get that too because he had good flow and he didn't want to, you know, change up the mojo.
Yeah, but I'm also a firm believer that when you do that, when you have it, especially this early in the season, and you're trying to establish, you still have to establish for postseason.
Absolutely.
You have to establish for the what ifs. And I'm a firm believer that, you know, if you don't get that deep bench a few minutes here and there, even if it's only a few here and there,
right,
that I don't know that that's helpful to you come playoff time.
Well, I think the problem with going deep into the bench for the girls team against Crosby was Orline can put 30 points on the board in about 40 seconds.
Gillis gets blocked there on a shot, but there to get it was Ullman. Ullman put it back up, not able. And Sinnott going to draw the foul on the floor to take it to 6 fouls for them.
We're going to be shooting a lot of free throws in the last 5 minutes.
That's Stephen McGee into the game, and he draws his first, the team's 5th. Or, pardon me, 6th, though I missed one. Make sure I get that right. Jump ball going to be called. I believe, I can't see the possession arrow, but I'm believing that's us.
That would be correct.
I got a big TV screen in my way. How you doing over there, Mr. Verville? I'm good, thank you. Inside to Sennett. Sennett now going to try to post up and push around. Up off the glass, gets that to fall. Sedin now going to try to push it up, pressure-wise. Sedin gets it to Olsen. Olsen down low. McCoy tries to come up and under, but there's going to be a tie-up. Jump ball, and it's going to go to the Raiders, as right there is Krochowski and also Olsen for the Raiders, and that looked like more of what we saw from Drew on the football field.
Yep.
Give me that ball, kind of like you said earlier, give me that ball, slide him out of here from Sennett.
Yep.
McCoy tries to move left, right. Go ahead.
It's mine. Give it to me.
And into the game is big number 21, Stephen McGee. We wanted to see that matchup. We want to see if he gets down into that paint and how that affects him with Ian Gillis down there with a little bit of body to him.
But Ted, is it Stephen or is it Steven?
I'm going to say it's Stephen. I'm just guessing.
Okay.
Because I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to say Stephen.
I wouldn't disagree.
That pass from Swedin was meant for McCoy and in there to intercept it were the rails. Sennett tried for a three. We're going to push away from the play. It's going to be a Raiders ball. Foul going to be called on
Giles.
On Gillis. That's going to be his second. Team's 10th. Now in the double bonus are the Raiders. So McCoy will go to the line, shoot two. Now that's the one thing you can't do when you got that bigger size is you can't be that pusher. He's got to set his feet and just not let McCoy go anywhere, but also try not to drive through him.
I agree.
Well, thank you. Gillis down for the rebound off the first of two.
Well, it's never there's never not a good time to practice, Ted.
Right. So St. Germain, Jahola, and Piero back into the game for the Rails. Remember, folks, stay with us at the end of the game. Got a couple things coming up for you. Sometime in the beginning of the second half, we will have the Proctor Pizza and Sub Shop keyword of the game, where if you come in on Friday, you're saying?
Friday or Saturday.
Friday or Saturday, and see Chad and give him that keyword. He will hook you up with a 16-inch pizza, basically a family-sized pizza. That's a family, right? Yep. 16? Family-sized pizza of your choice. One topping or choice?
We'll go their choice.
Their choice. All right.
But it's going to be the first person that comes in.
Yes, exactly. Not everybody. It's the first person.
Because we do still have bills to pay.
Yes. Piero attempted that three. Can't get it to fall, but the rails all over the place. Can't get that one to fall as McCoy, who's got some height and ups to go with it, is able to drive that over and push it in. This is Olsen up off the glass. Can't get it to go as McCoy tried to finish it off. And Piero down with the board. Timeout going to be taken here by Coach Lipinski. But let's revisit this idea a little bit. So for those of you who do not know, we have Chad, his sister Nikki, and Bing, the three new owners of Proctor Pizza and Sub Shop on Main Street. Super excited for all of you and everything that venture has to offer. And right away, you guys jumped in and said, hey, let's do this player of the game. And what I'm talking about, folks, is that at every home game for boys and girls basketball, Proctor Pizza and Sub Shop has said, hey, you know what? We're going to give away a 12-inch one-topping pizza to the player of the game for the Rails. And, the things you guys do for our community is just outstanding.
Well, it's not just us. I mean, there's so many businesses in town that do the same thing. We're just lucky enough to have the platform where I can sit next to you and color commentate on basketball.
Well, I'm just lucky to have you, Piero, for three. Can't get that to fall. I'm happy to have you as Jahola comes that down with that.
That was my play of the game right there. Little Benny Jahola in there with the big boys.
And on the run, it gets it to fall. So Jahola for two. But that's that thing, and I know that you say there's all these other, all these other companies in town, and they do. I mean, from Troy's to Builders to right down the road, Quick Trip, Blackwoods. I mean, I could go on. And that's that special community we live in.
Absolutely. Hartels.
Absolutely. Danny and them over there do an amazing job. They, but again, the things that they do for our community, to me, especially up here for that small community where there isn't a lot of dollars like you would see in a like a Duluth and things like that.
Right.
You know, for what our community does for the school, our athletics, our youth athletics and stuff is just amazing. I think it can't be touched.
I agree. You know, all of the youth sports, you know, there's great support with all the businesses in town. You know, one of the other big things that we've gotten into, well, haven't just gotten into, you know, at the shop is, you know, Beyond the Yellow Ribbon, you know.
Super cool.
Helping out veterans. You know, we're looking forward to the Night to Shine coming back.
Yes.
Up here at the school. You know, we want to be involved with that. You know, we want to be involved with as much stuff in the community as we can because we're in a position where, you know, we can give back. You know, we might not be able to give back as much as we want right now, but we can at least give back and try.
Right,
you know,
absolutely.
and do the best that we can, much like everybody else. You know, it's the Proctor Pizza Player of the Game was that's a great thing. I think it's a great thing for the teams because now all the players on both the girls team and the boys team know, hey, there's somebody watching us.
Right. Absolutely. What they're hearing there as you were watching, Gillis went up for gave a fake shot, and McCoy went with him, and then he took a step.
Ooh.
Nick Breed into the game for the first time tonight after wisdom teeth. I don't know what that was. It looked like he tried to step, and their feet were tangled.
Yeah, that was kind of a weird play all around.
But either way, Swadine goes down, and it'll be Raiders ball, and he'll bring it in. Forgot what I was saying. Oh, and then McCoy was able to actually go up and block Gillis as he tried to drive into the paint. That's what I was trying to inform people of. As you can see, our choir concert starting to get over. As you can see, kids filing into the gym, which will be super cool. Get some of these basketball players and others into the gym to root this team on. There's the youngest Sinnott heading into the room, saying hi to Mom. Can't get that to fall, and down with it is Piero on the board. He'll move it back into the offensive side. Jahola, Gillis, Maz, and Piero on the floor for it. And this is Breed. Can't get that to fall, and going to go out of bounds. So Nick struggling just a little bit to find his range after he missed that first game and been down a few days with those having that dental work done.
It'll come, you know, just like everything else. Just get back in the rhythm, put in the work. You know, I am actually, Ted, I'm impressed with how Greenway is playing. You know, the hustle that these kids have. John Hagstrom for three.
John Hedstrom, the junior forward for three for the Raiders.
Yeah, I can't make out what he's got on for shoes, Ted. We're going to have to scope them out at halftime.
What is your deal?
Yeah, I know, right?
You're losing your touch. For those of you who don't know, Coach is a connoisseur, if you will, of shoes. Maz up for three after he lost the handle, trying to fight for the board, and down with it is Swadine. And he'll move it in the offensive side of the floor. Gives that off to Hedman.
I love Swadine's drive. He's like the Energizer Bunny. He just goes.
Yeah, but we were talking about that during starting lineups on how he looks like a man-child.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a great build to him, and he looks like he is one of those players that just goes and goes and goes.
Yeah, he doesn't know the meaning of the word quit, and then when he quits, that's where I'm sleeping is wherever I drop.
Jahola too far outside off the edge, and that's going to drive back the other way. This coach early was looking for a foul there. This is Swadine, drives in, body on Jahola.
Smart play.
And that's going to be Jahola's third.
Well, at least he's following the footsteps of his brothers.
True. You want aggressive, you want body play.
Sorry, Trish, if you're at home watching this. I'm just calling them as I see them.
Actually, I think I saw her. Yep, she's right there.
Okay.
Well, we'll wave hi. We're going to wave hi at Trish. Hi, how you doing? All right, cool.
Yeah, there's Ronnie across the way.
Yep, Ronnie's over there in his nice bright green.
Now Gabby's watching us. There's more Jaholas in this gym than I think there's people from Greenway.
There could be. Let's see. That's Swadine. He missed the first. We're going to see if he can hit the next one here. As again, Greenway in the double bonus. And he hits that one to add another point on the board. 34-11 as Greenway tries to cut into this lead with about 2 minutes left. Theory back into the game now, moves right, dishes it inside Johola. Johola holds up and now going to draw the foul and go to line shoot 2.
Smart play.
That's going to go against number 10, Jeremy Huff-Mezzo. That's his second, the team's 7th. At the line to shoot 2 is Johola. Can't get that one to fall as it's just a little too strong.
Hey, Ted.
Yeah.
Benny also shoots free throws like his brothers. Missed the first one, make the second.
Oh. And that one goes off the left side of the ball, of the iron. Hey, you know what?
I spent enough time coaching Dom and Nick.
I'm just going to tell you this. Those two scare me, so I'm going to leave them alone because when they team up on you, those twins, it can be tough.
They're like velociraptors.
Exactly. I'm just going to leave them alone.
And then the rest of the siblings come out of everywhere too, and it's like, what just happened?
The only one I'm really super worried about is the Beast. What's that call going to be? Is that going to go against St. Germain? It is.
Yep.
So St. Germain gets his second. And Greenway.
I don't disagree with that call.
Why are they not shooting?
Because it was an offensive foul.
Gotcha.
Great question, Ted.
I'm confused all the way around.
Woo!
So Swedin going to pull his second, the team's 8th. Official called that one with some gumption.
Yeah, there must have been a conversation already between the officials and the players there.
Pirro can't get that 3 to fall. Now he'll come back and try to get there, but up the floor here come the Raiders. This is dished off to Huff-Mezzo, pushed to the far right corner to Robert Shaw. Back inside, was trying to come to Hagstrom, but he can't hang on to it, but here comes Benny Johola. Johola off to Theory. Theory into the paint, up off the glass. Nice shot, nice assist, good combo. Spencer Maida coming into the room, and I want to thank Spencer for all he does. He was doing our choir concert tonight for the middle school. Oh, big block there by Maz. But they're going to call a foul on him, and that is going to be Maz's first.
I think he got called because he had his hand on him. He just went straight up.
Gotcha. So Olsen will go to line shooting 2 here as, again, the Raiders are in the double bonus. That one off the right-hand side, so not able to get the first of 2 to fall. How'd everything go, Spence? Nice. And gets the second to fall. We'll let you listen to the sights and sounds of halftime. Oh, St. Germain going to get called for his third.
He pushed off. That was a foul.
He does not think so.
But he pushed off.
But
that
he does not think so.
That was clear. I know.
I don't disagree. I'm just saying he doesn't think so.
I mean, that was a foul.
Hagstrom gives it off to Swedin, but Johola fouls him to the paint. Able to come down with it off a awkward shot was Maz. That foul is going to go against Swedin, and that's going to be his third. So the 2 guards for both teams sitting looking at 3 as McCoy will come back in number 1 for the Raiders as there's about 30 ticks left here on the clock. But we'll let you listen to the sights and sounds or watch the sights and sounds because we can't play music during halftime because we tend to get hit with copyright infringements. But we'll let you watch the sights and sounds. I think they'll probably have pop a shot. We'll make sure our stats are right. We'll come back and start talking and kind of mulling over that idea of that whole player of the game thing here for both teams.
Yeah, I got stuff rolling around in the old noggin, Ted. You can probably hear that.
I was wondering what that noise was.
Yeah.
It makes sense now.
It's the rock tumbling.
I was wondering if you had a rock polisher in there. Robert Shaw, top of the key now, trying to move left, right, gives it off. Hagstrom gives back to Robert Shaw. Robert Shaw trying to move left, right. Hagstrom, 2-man team right now, then back up top. This is Olsen. Olsen looking for somewhere to go as the Rails are playing very good defense. There's an errant pass, but way to go get that was Robert Shaw. Way to almost put his body on the line. Olsen down with it. This is a give at the horn for Huff Metso. Can't get that to fall. And that's where we are at halftime, 38-13. The Rails lead the Raiders.
At the half, Proctor Rails 38, Greenway 13.
And we're going to put some time on the clock, and we're going to hear from probably a majority of our sponsors here before we bring you back, and we'll be back right after this.
I've had this problem.
Big problem.
I really needed
A good mechanic.
And I kept searching.
and searching.
There are so many choices.
It's really hard to find one that has all the things on my list.
But I finally did it.
Yes. Thank you.
If you were looking for one as well,
Look no further.
Here's a really good one.
Just use mine.
Use mine.
I'm very satisfied.
Definitely recommend.
Problem gone.
thank you.
Our renewal by Anderson windows were installed in 2001.
That was nearly 20 years ago, and they're high-quality windows. They have brought our beautiful view into our room. They're easy to care for.
The beauty of these windows has enhanced the beauty of our home. It's not just the energy efficiency, but it has made our place look a lot nicer. They have just been a good overall investment.
It's an excellent product. The service we received was excellent. What more could you ask for?
Hi, I really need to take care of a car problem. Can I ask you a couple of questions? Can you handle all makes and models? Will you get me back on the road quickly? High-tech equipment? Competitively priced? Brakes? Batteries? Tire rotation? Body repair? Guaranteed? Complete engine overhauls? Okay, they check out.
Potentials, lots of different options with the different loans that are out there. You know, what we'll do is we'll talk to you about your scenario, your situation. We'll figure out what actually works best for you. But the key is what is going to be the most cost effective. So we will compare conventional versus FHA, you know, USDA versus, you know, FHA, different types of things that way. You know, sometimes even if you're a veteran, the VA loan might not actually make the most sense, you know, just because there are some fees associated with that loan that we might be able to do the same type of loan but do it cheaper with a different type of a program. You know, but again, that's something that we will figure out. You know, we'll figure out the best scenario for you. We'll give you the options, but we'll obviously lead you to the right and most cost-effective way to purchase or refinance that house.
I've had this problem.
Big problem.
I really needed
A good mechanic.
And I kept searching.
and searching.
There are so many choices.
It's really hard to find one that has all the things on my list.
But I finally did it.
Yes.
Thank you.
If you were looking for one as well,
Look no further.
Here's a really good one.
Just use mine.
Use mine.
I'm very satisfied.
Definitely recommend.
Problem gone.
thank you.
Our renewal by Anderson windows were installed in 2001.
That was nearly 20 years ago, and they're high-quality windows. They have brought our beautiful view into our room. They're easy to care for.
The beauty of these windows has enhanced the beauty of our home. It's not just the energy efficiency, but it has made our place look a lot nicer. They have just been a good overall investment.
It's an excellent product. The service we received was excellent. What more could you ask for?
Protect your investments this winter with an enclosed trailer from Wittes Trailer Sales, located in Esco. We also sell cargo trailers, utility trailers, snowmobile trailers, and much more. Did you know we stock a full line of Heinecker snowplows? While you're here, shop the largest selection of Mahindra tractors in the area. Don't forget about our service center, ready to tackle jobs of any size. Wittes Trailer Sales in Esco, where customers become friends.
A renewal by Anderson windows were installed in 2001.
That was nearly 20 years ago, and they're high-quality windows. They have brought our beautiful view into our room. They're easy to care for.
The beauty of these windows has enhanced the beauty of our home. It's not just the energy efficiency, but it has made our place look a lot nicer. They have just been a good overall investment.
It's an excellent product. The service we received was excellent. What more could you ask for?
Hi, I really need to take care of a car problem. Can I ask you a couple of questions? Can you handle all makes and models? Will you get me back on the road quickly? High-tech equipment? Competitively priced? Brakes? Batteries? Tire rotation? Body repair? Guaranteed? Complete engine overhauls? Okay, they check out.
I chose Heritage Window and Door because of their reputation and because of their renewal Anderson windows that they have. And their workmanship was fantastic.
I'm so impressed.
Your home is your largest investment. Don't waste your money on cheaper windows. These are the best. It's my money, and I'm going to spend it where it's going to do me the best good, and it happened to be Heritage Window and Door.
They really know how to treat a customer.
This has been an excellent experience.
So back here at the rail yard, about 3 ticks left here at halftime. Your score, the Rails 38, the Raiders 13. Coach, just coming out, looking at some stats, if you tend to, as we look at turnovers, not a ton for the Rails there in the first half. But you look at, we want to talk about leaders, right? Let's talk Josh Sinnott. Josh Sinnott leading the Rails, 16 points, 3 boards. Leading on the boards in the first half for the Rails at this moment is Ian Gillis with 4. You jump over to the Greenway side, and rebounds is going to go to Gage Olson with 5, and Olson with 6 points. One of the things I can tell you that I test some things too, especially on the Greenway side. Here comes Sinnott off the easy turnover and up for 2 to start the second half. One of the big struggles is if you look at the Raiders as they get going underway here second half. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. They're 2 of 8 from the stripe.
Right.
And they had that opportunity in a couple of double bonus possessions that they didn't turn any of that into points.
Well, and the other side of that is their first game. So you still got the little jitters. Shaking it off. We'll see how they come out in the second half here. But I've been super impressed with Tyler Sweden.
Is it? Do you think it's Sweden or Swedin?
Swedin. I don't know. I apologize. I apologize if I'm not saying it right. But
right.
You guys need to know we like the kid.
Omen for 3. Yeah, we really like the kid. Just a heck of a player. I'm going to go Swedin. I could be 100% wrong, and again, like Coach said, I apologize if I am saying that wrong.
Well, I think you're probably right.
I don't know. Wait, I'm right.
Well,
who scored that last bucket? Sinnott for 2 on that. As we were fighting over me being able to be right.
And, Ted, on the rail side in the first half, yes, Sinnott is having a whale of a game. I've been impressed with Benny Jahola.
Absolutely.
I've been impressed with Nate Moss.
Well, and when we look at that player of the game, the one thing that everybody has to understand, all these players, because all these players are going to want to have that ability to get that player of the game piece as Sinnott picks up his second, team's first, is it's not always about the rebounds and the points.
No, it's
about the grid. What's your guideline? You guys are the ones doing this. What's your guideline? What are you looking for out of that player of the game for the Rails?
I'm not looking for, necessarily somebody that scores the most points all the time. Is that going to be the case sometimes? Absolutely. I'm looking for guys that are stepping up and doing little things that make it easier for everybody else to get the easy baskets. In the first half, Benny Jahola, taking the ball and going to the rack. Nate Moss doing the same thing. These are the things that the Rails need to do, which opens it up more for Josh, who just hit an open 3. Josh is going to get his points.
Yep.
But when everybody else is contributing and doing the little things,
he's not going to get that pressure. He's not going to get those double teams. He's not going to get those things that would cause him not to be able to take his shot.
Right. When Josh is getting open looks, and then everybody starts closing out and doubling up on him, that's opening everybody else back up.
Right. Robert Shaw.
I guess there's a lot that goes into it, Ted. It's not just, he had a great game. Let's go with him.
Right.
That doesn't mean that won't be the case. But,
absolutely. Robert Shaw for 3 for the Raiders. Again, I just want to thank you guys for being part of this and allowing you guys to be part of the Rails TV and the Proctor basketball family.
Oh, and we appreciate it. I had a conversation with Carter St. Germain's mom and dad at halftime. I go, you do realize that he had no recourse there trying to argue with the official. That was a foul.
Yeah.
And Jason goes, you think?
That's an up and down and a travel. Do we call it an up and down anymore? Or do we just go straight to a travel? Because that was an up and down.
Or is that a Euro pivot?
Okay.
There's our word, Dev. There's our Proctor Pizza phrase, Euro pivot.
Euro pivot. You heard it right here. If you go into Proctor Pizza and Sub Shop Main Street Proctor, Friday or Saturday, the first person there, you cannot call in your order. You have to go to the shop and order.
Yep, you got to physically be in front of me.
Euro pivot.
Euro pivot
is your word of the day, and I can guarantee you I'll be there when the door opens on Friday so I can get me some Euro pivot pizza.
Yeah, but I don't get there that early.
Well, you just text me when you're there. Oh, wait, you're not going to do that, are you? Wait, am I even eligible to win?
You are not eligible to
win.
Dang
it. You know how much money I've spent there in the last 2 weeks?
I'm bringing you dinner on Thursday.
Oh, what are we having?
I don't know. I'm thinking either a meatball pizza before we roll that one out or a tacho.
The tacho is back. We got to go tacho.
Okay.
Got to go tacho. I can't even imagine. But, okay, early in the month, and I know we should really be talking basketball right now, but, folks, Proctor people, Proctor local, or teams that travel here before, what time does the shop close right now?
Right now it's 7, but
7
if we
o'clock.
know somebody's coming, we'll.
Okay, if it's before 7 and you want to get some pizza for your team, if you want to, for home, for watching Rails TV broadcast is coming Friday while you're watching hockey from home, go get the Uncle Mac. I'm just telling you, I had the Uncle Mac on Thursday last week.
First day it came out.
I had the 14-inch because that's what it comes in.
Yep.
And I can tell you, folks, before we broadcasted on Thursday for basketball, I can tell you I ate all but 4 pieces of that 14-inch pizza to myself. That was banging. It's a take on a Big Mac, folks. If you don't know, it's the Uncle Mac. It's the monthly pizza. They're going to have monthly specials, and that pizza was pretty banging.
Well, good. I'm glad you liked it.
Oh, dude, fat kid on a Christmas ham, baby.
We've sold a lot of them.
I bet you have. All right, now we'll get back into basketball as I wipe the drool from the right side of my chin. And Northy, our official, going to call the foul. And 30 white, that's Connor Green.
From up here, that looked like he just had ball, but
that's his second and the team's second. And at the line, shooting 2 is going to be Josh Sinnott. Sinnott looking to add to his point total, and he does. So far, well, I won't say that just yet. Sinnott for the second one, and he hits it. So Sinnott right now as it sits, 4 for 4 from the stripe, and just kind of rocking out the points as he goes down the roll here. Hold on 1 second. What's that? I'll let you know on the next timeout when I can add them up.
Jump ball.
Thank you.
There's our 2-point guards going at it again. Sweden. I
don't know.
Swedin. We'll go with Swedin.
I didn't get a roster early enough, so I wasn't able to call the school and do like I normally do. Big block there by Sinnott. Another big block by Sinnott. Can it get straight up and down, and Swedin tries to get it to go up and over just a little too strong. And this is Theory, and that's going to go white ball as Theory can't stay on his feet.
That was another one of them just weird series of events there.
It's like he couldn't hold his stride, like a Sunstrider got in his way, like that Sunstride, he couldn't get there.
Yep, exactly.
Right? Olsen for a 3, can't get that to fall, but down with the board is number 3, Iden. Sinnott takes his step, that Euro step that coach likes so much.
Euro step, Euro pivots, all the same to me.
Yeah, but you got to say Euro pivot
well, that's basically
on Friday or Saturday.
Ooh!
Ullman goes up for that. Looked like I thought he was going to come down way awkward on that right arm.
I thought he was going to land on his face.
Yeah, well, that'll heal sooner than the broken arm.
Well, true.
And Ullman is a junior and a captain. He gets his minutes, and I mean he's one of those folks with this new offense, this new high tempo that they have to have.
Absolutely. Yeah, he's a very high energy kid as well.
Yes, he is. Robert Shaw. Yeah, he did a news story about me assassinating Santa. Maz. Theory, almost gave the step, would have got called, but now back down to Maz. Maz moves it all the way over to St. Germain down in the corner, Ullman. Theory was the intended recipient, but Robert Shaw there on the interception and drops it into the offensive zone. Defended there by St. Germain. Gave up his dribble, now inside. That was intended for Iden, but there to stop it was Maz, and here come the Rails.
Carter has done a good job defensively tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, especially when we got into that early pressure as the Raiders are trying to move into the offensive side of the floor. Ullman now, right-hand side on the pass, inside to Maz. Maz up and off the glass, gets that to fall.
You know, I love how Nate has played tonight. He's picking his spots. He's taking his shots. He's getting what he needs to get.
Absolutely, yes. Olsen will bring it up the floor. Big interception there by, almost interception there by St. Germain. That's going to go out of bounds off his hands, but it could have another nice defensive stand by the Rails. Omen, Maz, St. Germain, Sinnott, and Theory will all take a break. You got Piero, Nick Breed, Gillis, Jahola, and also Nyland in there for the Rails. In for the Raiders, you got number 20, Olsen, Swadin. You got number 2, Hess. Number 10, Huff Mezzo. And the taller of the two McCoys, that would be Stefan.
That's McGee.
Is it McGee? My bad, McGee. I can't even read my own writing. Piero in the corner for 3. Quick Jack can't get that to fall. And foul going to be called on Nyland.
I told Mrs. Piero that we were going to call James, Jacob, and John in the second half.
And how'd she feel about that?
She goes, well, he does look like John right now.
He does. Especially with that scruffy.
That Wolfman
yep,
beard.
He looks just like John. John, if you're listening, we miss you, buddy. Hope you're doing well.
And hi to Jacob, because I'm pretty sure you guys are probably together.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that too.
That's a nice move.
But if we're going to do that, then we got to go down the row and we got to say hi to everybody.
Well, Connor. Hello, everybody watching.
Hello, everybody, all our past players and everybody. And this is Jola down in the corners. Nyland. Nyland looking for help. Now drops it inside. Can't get that to fall. And here comes the Raiders. Hess. Hess stops on the left-hand side, now pushes it. Oh, Olsen, I think, thought that was going to get away. Didn't see Swadin behind him. And now Olsen in the ball. Nyland defensively. Inside, Swadin
nice.
Up off the glass. That's a nice play for the Raiders.
They've kind of settled in a little bit now, too. I just think they got themselves a little bit too deep of a hole. But they've settled in.
Good defensive play there by Olsen.
They've ratcheted up the intensity a little bit here in the second half.
Yeah, and talking about that piece, that talking piece that we talked about earlier, they're doing a little bit more of that. You can hear Swadin as he came across the floor to get in there defensively. This is Breed. Can't get that to fall, but going to stay with the Rails as it last touched by Hess.
Benny coming through the lane like a bowling ball.
Well, that happens. Oh, almost intercepted there by number 10, Huff Mezzo. Nyland
Nice
gets
move.
that one to fall. Nice little move right there. I remember when Sam Nyland was like this big.
Yeah.
And that's 2 for Olsen.
He has grown a bit.
Huh?
He has grown a bit.
He grew a lot of bit because I would have never thought he was going to be the height that he is sitting at right now.
Interesting call.
So Sean Northey calling Morgan Hess for his first, the team's third.
Lenny Oberg into the game.
Oberg into the game for his first minutes as Swadin will take a break. This is Piero from the corner. Can't get that to fall. So Sam Nyland going to get called for the foul. That'll be his second, team's third. Down into the corner, almost mishandled by Huff Mezzo. Now gets it inside to McGee. McGee pushes outside to Oberg. Oberg can't get that to fall, but it does fall right into the hands of the waiting Jahola. And Piero will bring it up the floor. This is Jahola down to the corner for Nyland. Nyland looking inside, now going to go all the way across to Nick Breed. Can't get there as it is intercepted by Hess, and the Raiders will come back into the offensive side of the floor. Olsen moves to the right, gives it off to Oberg. Oberg for 3, can't get that to fall. And you got a host of players there. Gillis gives it off to Nyberg. Nyland, Gets
Ooh,
that
that could've
up
been
off
a
the
goal.
glass, just a little too tough
That could have been a goaltend.
on McGee
Yeah.
because he's the only one that could get up there.
You know, those are the kinds of things that I look at for player of the game. What Giles, what'd you call him?
Gillis.
What Gillis just, sorry. What he just did, diving on the floor for the loose ball. You know, Benny Jahola's been on the floor. St. Germain's been on the floor. It looks like we're going to rotate in fives.
Ullman, Maz, Krakowski, and Linneman, and who am I forgetting? Oh, Mr. Theory back into the game for the Rails, back into the game for the Raiders, number 42, Bailey Stanley. Euro pivot. I'm not going to say any more than that, but just want to refresh the word. Push back out. This is Grohowski, top of the key for Ullman. Wesley, Grohowski, open lane, and tries to go up and get it. Foul going to be called. I would say a little bit late on the whistle. Could have got him on the top of the foul instead of after he was sitting on the floor.
Well, at least they called it.
So Grohowski to the line to shoot 2 as he was in the act. And he hits the first. So Drew on the board now with his first points of the night. See if we can finish it up here. And he hits the second. So out of everybody who's played for the Rails tonight, we only got 3 players right now, Coach, that don't have points. Otherwise, everybody has done their part offensively.
Nice.
McGee can't get that one to fall down with it is Ullman. Ullman will come up, and the Raiders will put no pressure on and just let them into the offensive side. After tonight, we'll be live again. We're right back here at the Rail Yard on Thursday when we have, why am I drawing a blank? Who do we have Thursday, Nikki, for basketball? You don't know? I thought you knew everything. Nikki Olson, our producer-director tonight. Looks like I got a girls update. Varsity girls at half at 2 Harbors. Here's a barn burner for you, 29-20 Proctor.
29-20?
29-20 up in 2 Harbors at halftime. Travel called here against the Rails, and that'll be a turnover and head the other way. Timeout taken. If you give me a minute here, Coach, I will get up the rest of our broadcast schedule for the week here. Sometimes I have it available. Sometimes I don't.
I understand.
Sometimes you feel like a nut.
Sometimes you don't.
So here we go. After tonight, we will be back here on Thursday when the Mesabi East will come calling. And then Friday night, we have hockey with boys hockey versus Red Wing. That'll be a 7 o'clock puck drop. 7:15 here on Thursday from the Rail Yard. Next week, another busy week on Monday as we have school board meeting, Proctor High School band, boys hockey versus Cloquet, and boys basketball versus 2 Harbors. We're going to have our first night of 4 broadcasts.
Nice.
Let's go. After that, we'll have on Tuesday. We'll have the middle school band concert. Then Wednesday we will have the Pike Lake holiday concert. Thursday we have Bayview and Pequot Lakes girls basketball here, and then on Friday we have the boys right back here again versus Grand Rapids with another 7:15 tip-off. Need to know that schedule? Head over to railstv.net. That's railstv.net and check it out for our first half of our broadcast schedule.
I just rely on you. You usually just text me when I need to be here.
I sent you a whole list.
I know.
All right.
For the next couple weeks, yeah.
No, that's this week and next week. You think that's a couple weeks.
That's 2 weeks.
That's just the week and a half, baby. That's all it is.
Well, fair enough.
But I'll have more coming. Theory.
I have no doubt. That's
Push
okay.
it over to Ullman. Gives it off. Grokowski gives it back to Theory. Theory drives to the top of the paint. Far right side for Ullman. As the Rails look like they've slowed it down just a little bit as they have a 55-26 lead here. 6:35 left here second half, sorry. Ullman for 3. That goes way askew.
Askew, good word.
That's like those real weird beams of light, those sunstriders. You just can't get it to hit right when you're trying not to get blinded.
Yeah, it's askew.
It's askew. No, that's what's on a product at the store that we scan.
Oh, good call on that too. It's spelled differently, but
is askew.
Askew.
Askew. Play on words. Play on words. Nice steal there by Oman. Now going to hold it off before he looked like he was going to run for the hoop. But again, talking about that whole slowing down piece.
Well, yeah, you don't need to rush at this point. Work it around, get your shots.
This is where we get some practice in, right?
Yep.
Theory for three.
And just as soon as we say work it around, get your shots.
Well, what do you do?
West drops one. It's all good.
I have not done what I did last game. I will not call him William.
William's a great kid, though.
He's a great kid. I had him for that's why that name with Theory gets stuck in my head, because I've had William since he was in 9th grade.
Yep.
You know, I've only had the pleasure of having Wesley last year, and now he'll be in my class again this spring. But I had William forever.
With a big dog move to the basket.
For 2.
That was a big dog move right there. That was nice.
Ullman gives it to Theory. Theory top right side. Not much to say here as the Rails are just trying to push it around. Now here's your 5-man switch. There's 6 guys standing now. 7 guys. Oh, now they just move it down the bench. I'm like, wow, did we another big 3 there for Theory. Theory, if you were watching our game in the past, our first recipient of the boys' side for our player of the game.
Yep, and he has already been in, and he was in on Friday night.
Got his thing going. So
I don't know if he thought there was an expiration date on it. Yeah, you have 24 hours to use this.
I can hold on to this? What? So Sinnott, Gillis, Breed, Carr, St. Germain, and Piero in for the Rails.
You would think you would hang on to it and see if he can get 2. There you go, James. Easy bucket.
Oh, I thought he was going to dunk it.
He can't dunk.
That's why I said that. John would have got up there.
John would have tried, and then he would have got a technical for swearing because he missed it. And if you're watching, you know I'm telling the truth.
So after a little bit of a melee on the ground.
Ooh, melee, good one.
Sinnott able to pick it up and move into the offensive zone. Piero for 3 in the corner. Can't get that to fall. Down with the board is number 22, Logan Lefevre. How do you think we're saying Logan's name, Coach?
Lefevre,
that's what I would go with, but I'm not sure.
There again, we apologize if we're butchering names. We don't mean to.
We absolutely do not. Normally I have the roster. You know me.
Yep,
I'm usually on top of it. I call the school, get enunciations. Today I just didn't get the roster until after 4 o'clock, and so I just wasn't able to. Nick on the board with his first two. Now we're just looking for Ian Gillis and Carter St. Germain to get on the board.
Carter hasn't scored yet?
And we'll have everybody up on the board.
He's played a very solid game defensively.
Yep, Carter is still no points. Nick just got 2, and that's good. But Carter still none, and Gillis none. Everybody else got points here in the game. So, they're going to get it. Timeout going to be taken, 30-second timeout. We're going to take a quick timeout, too. We'll be back right after a word from one or two of our sponsors.
I've had this problem.
Big problem.
I really, really needed
a good mechanic.
And I kept searching.
And searching.
There are so many choices.
It's really hard to find one that has all the things on my list.
But I finally did it.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you.
If you were looking for one as well,
look no further.
Here's a really good one.
Just use mine.
Use mine.
I'm very satisfied.
Definitely recommend.
Problem gone.
Thank you.
Our renewal by Anderson windows were installed in 2001.
That was nearly 20 years ago, and they're high-quality windows. They have brought our beautiful view into our room. They're easy to care for.
The beauty of these windows has enhanced the beauty of our home. It's not just the energy efficiency, but it has made our place look a lot nicer. They have just been a good overall investment.
It's an excellent product. The service we received was excellent. What more could you ask for?
So steal there by Carter St. Germain as we come back. Sorry, Carter, I apologize. I'm sorry to James It's a bad habit. I will get out of it. But I thought Carter was going to have his first points of the game there as on a steal and unable to get it and get it to push as they're trying to feed Gillis. So Gillis gets his first 2 of the game, and now just waiting for St. Germain to get his. As he had that great steal and had nobody between him and the hoop. Coach hold him hold up. They got it to Gillis. Gillis got his 2. And now hopefully we'll get St. Germain. But again, you talked earlier, it's not always about the points because, as you said, St. Germain's had a great defensive game here and a great distribution game too.
I mean, Nick Reed, for not playing the first. Look at the big boy going in there.
Sinnott pushes it out to St. Germain. Can't get that to fall, and down with it is Hagstrom. Interception. Now they're going to try to feed it back inside, up off the glass for 2. And everybody on the board has points. So the board is full. We got a bingo as we did a cover all. Again, want to thank our students who are working our broadcast tonight. Our director-producer, Nikki Olson. Our cameraman is Nick Edelstead. Our stats, Vinny Verville. And on our scoreboard, Lucy Mistelski. Who hit that one?
Nick Breed.
For 3?
Nope, steal and a 2?
Steal and
a layup, yep.
All right, very cool. So want to thank our students. Also make sure that as we're letting you watch the waiting time here, that we thank our sponsors. We want to thank the Reed Foundation, the Rails Endowment for Academic Art and Athletic Development. Coach, you got to see this new backdrop that we just got. So when we get where we don't have 3 events at one time, and I can have the students here, like we can have a Vinny Verville here that's not afraid to talk on the mic and be on. We can have it set up in one of the corners. It's one of those like ESPN type backdrops.
Nice.
That has the Reed logo and the high school logo. And thank you to Reed because Reed paid for it.
That's awesome.
So that we can bring this to our different venues and be able to do interviews with players and coaches and fans and things like that. And we'll be able to have that at our different events for our coaches show. Speaking of coaches shows, I'm going to meet with Coach Lipinski on Thursday. Get a nice quick interview with him beforehand. So if you've got information that you want to know, shoot me a text so I can add those questions into our deal, and we'll bring that to the fans. Maybe we'll try to get on early. And then also show it again at halftime.
Okay.
But it's super cool. Super excited with what we have going on here. And, again, I got a text message that the person talked about. They wonder how many schools across the U.S. that have broadcasting programs had 3 live programs going at once this evening.
Yeah, I mean, one is incredible. When you look at the logistics and everything of what Rails TV is, one is absolutely incredible to get on the air. But there was 3 tonight, Ted.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, it's a testament to these kids.
Absolutely.
These kids, they do such a great job. The nice thing is we get to talk about Dane Oman out here, right?
Yep.
Dane is in our class. Runs our broadcast, but he's also able to come out here and be an athlete and be able to do his thing, but still do his stuff that he has to do. And so, if you're a Proctor high school student or even a middle school student, you're watching this, you want to be part of the Rails TV, understand we can make things work for you. We can make it go. And the cool part is I'm not saying it's going to happen, but we're also trying to get it to be established as an art credit.
That's
because of the media arts. So. And that's going to be the horn. 71-30, your final here from the rail yard. We're going to take a quick break, listen to a couple of our sponsors. We're going to come right back with our players of the game, and then we'll get these students home and to bed, and we'll go from there. We'll be right back.
Potentials, lots of different options with the different loans that are out there. What we'll do is we'll talk to you about your scenario, your situation. We'll figure out what actually works best for you. But the key is what is going to be the most cost effective. So we will compare conventional versus FHA. USGA versus, FHA, different types of things that way. Sometimes even if you're a veteran, the VA loan might not actually make the most sense, just because there are some fees associated with that loan that you might be able to do the same type of loan but do it cheaper with a different type of a program. But again, that's something that we will figure out. We'll figure out the best scenario for you. We'll give you the options, but we'll obviously lead you to the right and most cost-effective way to purchase or refinance that house.
Back here at the Rail Yard, Ted Keevan and the coach, Chad Brenna, your final 71-30. The Rails get their first win of the season over the Raiders. The Raiders fall 0-1. Rails go 1-1. We want to start with our players of the game. First player of the game, jumping to the Greenway Raiders side, as we always want to mention their players and what they're doing, is, Coach, I got to go with number 3, Tyler Swedin. Got early with the foul trouble in that first half with 3, really settled down defensively. He didn't have a lot of points on the board, but kind of like that player of the game we're going to talk about in a minute. Not a lot of points on the board, but was that defensive player and that court general, if you will.
Yeah, I thought Swedin did a great job the entire game. Him and the next guy we're going to talk to, battled back and forth there and traded offensive fouls because that's what you do. But I thought Swedin had a whale of a game. I'm looking forward to watching him play the rest of the year.
Absolutely. And our for tonight's game, our Proctor Pizza Sub Shop player of the game, we have with us Carter St. Germain. Let me get that mic up. Go ahead and say hi so I can see if I can hear you.
What's up?
Oh, there you are. Great game, sir. How you doing? How's things? How's the early season for you?
I'm doing great. Season's doing good so far. Big win.
You do know that is a foul, right?
That push is a foul.
That was a foul.
Now I do, he says.
That was a foul. It's not football season.
Not anymore.
So I picked you as our player of the game tonight, not for what you did offensively, because, 3 offensive fouls for the same thing, but that's okay. I thought you controlled the tempo on the defensive end of the floor, and your motor, you were high rev tonight, and that's what I look for when I'm picking a player of the game is just gritty, go at it. We could pick Josh pretty much any game because Josh is going to score points because that's what Josh does.
Yeah.
But I wanted to go with you tonight for the defensive effort. What's your mindset, going into that after you walk off the floor getting your 3rd foul for a shove, and you were talking to yourself, and I don't know what Coach Lipinski said to you, but did you just say let it go?
He just said be smart when you're on offense. Don't have stupid fouls like that. We can't cost them right now.
Well, I don't know that I'd call it. Yeah, it was. But
it was.
It was just a little too exaggerated with that.
Fans over there giving a holler. Well, I got a quick question before we let you go and get over there so we don't get you totally in trouble. I had an opportunity to talk with Josh in the hall on what day are we this week? On Friday. On Friday after you guys' loss. The thing he talked about was how, it was an ugly game. You guys had to do better. My question is, in 3 days, yes, a young team over here that we played, but just the chemistry in general of how you guys played together tonight, how you were talking instead of the anger. And I know some of that anger in the game 1 came from getting down early and then trying to fight back and not really, new offense, things like that. How's this senior leadership? How are you guys making sure with that junior leadership with the captains, how are you making sure that you guys stay a close-knit group and can come out and perform like this when it matters?
We just one game at a time, and after Moose Lake, we kind of just turned the page and we're heading towards Greenway, and after tonight, it's Mesabi East, so just one game at a time, I guess.
I liked what Nate Moss did tonight, too.
Yeah.
He needs to attack the basket more.
Absolutely.
And then you get, Benny the bowling ball.
The dog. Benjamin is a dog.
Benny the bowling ball just, ping-ponging off defensive players and hucking stuff up and it's going in. It's like, how can you not love Benny?
Well, this is what I'll say. Great job, great game. Congratulations on your sub pizza, Proctor Pizza sub. And understand, unlike Wesley, there isn't an expiration date on that. You don't have to use it the minute you get it. Wesley was in there right away Friday night because he thought he was going to lose out on something. But great job, great game. Make sure you pass the word to the boys as this is going to become a staple thing where you guys are going to have to learn to talk on a microphone and talk about yourself and talk about the game and be there. Cool deal?
Yeah.
All right, well, congratulations.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks for being there, and great game.
Thank you.
All right. So that is – let me mute that. There we go. That is Carter, not Connor, St. Germain with a big win, wearing the number 2, headed off into the locker room. And, again, final thoughts.
I thought it was a good game. Granted, it's done, it's over with. Enjoy the 10 minutes in the locker room, and let's get ready for Thursday.
Absolutely. Got to keep going and keep rolling, right?
Yep.
As they say.
Life's a garden, Ted. Dig it.
Dig it. All right. Well, with that, on behalf of myself, our students, and the coach, Chad Brenna, we want to thank you for stopping in here and watching the Rails take on the Raiders from Greenway. Again, your final was they shut the scoreboard off on me. Can you put the scoreboard up for just 1 second because I didn't write it down tonight. 71-30, your final here. Thank you to the fans from Greenway that joined us. Thank you to all those fans from the Proctor faithful that joined us. We appreciate having you. We'll be back on the air on Thursday, 7:15 tip-off right here from the rail yard. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next time.